Christmas sway, darkness falls, and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river.
First day rifle season, South Carolina 2023. Hunter got a nice 8 down. Very lucky on this piece of property. We have bucks coming in here checking does right now. So what we have is, as I checked coming in, does and fawns are still together. So you'll have singles everywhere. On this piece of property, there's bedding areas, multiple bedding areas, probably at least a dozen that I can think of. Right back here, they bed. Over here, they bed. We actually have a field up on top there where we'll see 2 does together, and then there'll be 2 does down here together, and they always come together. They always go to a feeding area and come together on the big feeding areas, but they're still staying spread apart. And what these bucks are doing right now is they're traveling each of these bedding areas. They're looking for that first doe in heat. It's pre-rut or about rut. I mean, they're about going, they're chasing, and we had another buck over here chasing. We even had one on camera, the one really targeting. He has very distinct brow tines. I'll throw some pictures up here. He's over here 1 hour and what, 1,600 yards away.
Another hour.
Another over where Hunter archery hunts. So we got this piece of property. Then there's 2 or 3 properties between us. We have another property. He archery hunts over there. We got to get some archery spots here. But that same buck within an hour, and they're really traveling now, coming through, hitting all of our cameras. Multiple cameras, the same bucks are hitting, but they're going to each of these doe groups, and that's what we kind of target here. So on this section here, this is where I took my first deer on this property. We got a fence row here that stops all cow pasture from here out to the main road, and then it starts the higher grass. We're going to go up there and show you the higher grass. And there's a bedding area, main bedding area. Pin oaks in there, and then I got a feeder for Ethan in the way back. We hunt off the feeder on the field edges, and Hunter's sitting right on that edge. I went down in the other field down here to kind of do some recon to see what was going on, and we split up this morning. Hunter gets in here about 7:30. I text him, there's a buck out in the field, but it's way up here toward him, maybe come his way. I told him maybe once in a while look behind him, and Hunter's out there with his tripod 308 on the, what is it, Hog Hunter?
Yeah,
Savage.
Hog Hunter.
And an ATN Excite 4K Pro.
Yeah.
And on the 4K Pro, it's the last model. Hunter, what, turns the power on whenever you see deer.
Yeah, I turn the power on.
So the 4K Pro, that's what I tend to do. It causes a lot less problems. I turn that power on when we see deer. Saves battery a little bit for me. The Excite 5, I'm down on the field. I'll show you a little bit of video. That buck at 7:30, talked to Hunter. And what time was it whenever you shot?
Around 8:50.
About 8, almost 9 o'clock. So Hunter had some doe within 20 yards of him. I'm going to tell him he's going to take over the story, but you had some action early?
Yeah, right when I got in, about 30 minutes, 2 fawns came in. Not 2 fawns, 2 doe. Then a 3-point came after them. Yeah,
they're kind of pushing them around a little bit. It's almost like they're starting to chase.
Yeah, but
it ain't 100% rut yet, but they're starting to chase a little bit.
Yeah, so about 2 hours, they keep coming in and out of the feeder. Then it gets around 8:45.
Yeah.
And there's about maybe 15 to 20 crows. And for some reason, I wanted to turn around and watch him. And he was just in the field cruising on the side. And I turned the power on and tried to get his attention, and I did, and I shot him.
He stopped him and he dropped him. He went down here about 30-40 yards. But this open field here, you don't expect them to be out in here, but they like to travel along this edge. Your cedars right here, they'll bed right in here. I had another big one last year. I hit a big one right out here. They bed in here, and then they head out into the fields where they feed at night. So they come back in here to bed, and we loop past them in the morning. So in the morning we see them out there.
Yeah.
We come back past them. We're way back in here, probably 2,000, 3,000 yards, waiting for them to come back to those bedding areas. So we get that nice 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock action here around these bedding areas.
Yeah.
And then these doe groups are feeding in different areas, and we're just waiting for the bucks to come through. After he shoots, I want to come up in there and see what he got and help him recover. And I'm down there, and a buck crosses the field, chasing a doe around here. Not right on its tail yet, but they're definitely pushing him a little bit. And I'm calling him saying, hey, there's a buck out in the field here. Slide back up, there's another buck out in the field. It delayed me, but we got it done here the first day. Hunters, I don't know if you ever got, he got does before on the first day.
Yeah, but this is my first buck on opening day of rifle season. South
Carolina, our season is so long here. And what you do is you actually hunt them as if you're archery hunting them, just naturally. Not a lot of hunters out here. And Hunter got it done on the first day. We're gonna go up here and I'm gonna show you the area that he sat, and he had a ghillie suit on today.
Yeah, on the rifle.
Yeah, so what we had was, we didn't get a blind up there yet. I'm gonna put up that blind up there for Ethan now. And Ethan can hunt this area. But Hunter was up there, ghillie suit in front of him on the weapon, and got away with it. There was, what, 3 or 4 deer in there?
Yeah.
And
the cows really helped out too.
These cows will come right up behind you. So these deer, a lot of times, even when we're walking through the fields, they'll look at us, man, and they'll think, yeah, it's just a cow. So they're naturally around people here and around livestock, so it helps us out a lot. But Hunter got really good video out in the open, drilled this thing with the 4K Pro, one under our belt. That's the thing I like about this now, is no pressure. Now we can pick and choose when we're going to hunt. Got a new rifle for Hunter, so he's going to be out here long range shooting here, hopefully with the Excite 5. All right, here's why I love this area. A couple reasons. But you got a lot of these overgrown weeds, man. Head height. You got 6-foot weeds here, and if you look back there, this field is just loaded with them. But there's patches of lower stuff. It's a lot lower. And if you look way back in there, you're gonna see your pin oaks. Got a pin oak up there, pin oak over there, pin oaks. Just a lot of feed right here. Out here is all the agricultural fields. That's where they fertilize, that's where the good grazing is. They go there at night. In the mornings, they make their way back here. They come into this area, and there's beds all through here. Whenever I take Hunter back in here and we set up our cameras, there's beds everywhere. Back in here, I got one little lane with a feeder on it. That's where Ethan comes and takes his deer. And then back here, we got them open fields. We're gonna turn on Hunter now and show the way he did it. He had to make a move. What I like about this hunt the most, man, is when we got here on these areas, you got to adapt really quickly. It ain't just a matter of sitting in a stand. A lot of times we come in here, we may see deer in a different area, and we got to switch it up. The great thing about a lot of these properties that I hunt is we could switch it up, and we go in there sometimes and we just explore and hunt. Go sit somewhere, sit in a group of trees, man, and next thing you know, you got a buck. So let's turn to Hunter, see how he did it.
So this morning I had the 2 does and the buck come in about 20 yards from me. Then they just kept going in circles around me. Then I kind of had the crows going right here. Then I turned around, looked at the edge of the field, and he was there. Then I got up, turned, and just, that's pretty much it.
And we got more for you coming here in 2023 from South Carolina. Get closer to that 100. This one doesn't count. I only count mine when I'm sitting right with him and there's only one gun. So Hunter's gonna start breaking away from me now, and we're gonna start hunting separate. I always love the video for him. I like to be right there in video, but we're starting to break up because what we're doing is we're missing some bucks on camera. We'd be at one spot and get them somewhere else. We're gonna start staying apart now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start taking Ethan. So this Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna have Ethan out here, see if we can't get him that other buck here out on the open field. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, but much more coming.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down down to the river. I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river. Oh,